Hi, welcome to Whiteboard Monday. I'm Shannon, your host for today's Whiteboard Monday, coming to you from Register Real Estate Advisors. And today I'm talking about seller's disclosures. Whenever you purchase a property in Texas, you get a disclosure with the property, unless of course it's a new property or it has not been lived in. The person selling the property has not lived in it. So some exclusions to the disclosures would be foreclosure properties, estate sales, and rental properties. So for example, if I purchased a property and I always had a renter in it and I never lived there, then when I sell it, I don't have to do disclosures on it because I've never lived there. So it's for pretty much all resale properties that you buy, though, you're going to get a disclosure on it. They look like this. The disclosure, it's a 5-page disclosure. It's a promulgated form, so all sellers fill out the same disclosures. And it asks many questions, but it's very easy for the seller to fill out because it has yes, no, and unsure. So if you're not sure about something, whether the property has something or not, or whether it's functioning property, you can put unsure. And it's very easy for the buyer to be able to read and see what's going on with the property. So the first couple of pages just give you information about the property. For example, does it come with gas? Does it have a satellite, a microwave? Just some very standard property questions. The second page gets more into the condition of the property. They want to know the water supply that's provided. So if you're in a mud district or PUD, you have to disclose what kind of district you're in for water. The second page has a lot more check-offs, so it's very easy to understand and to complete if you're the seller. The third page asks you some questions about the equipment and what kind of repairs have been made on the property. You're going to have to disclose any damage to the property that's occurred. For example, a water leak, a tree going through the roof, any type of major damage to the property, you're going to need to disclose that to the next owner so that they're aware of it. It also talks about additional room modifications. So if you've done anything structurally to change the property, you'll want to disclose that. It gives a section for the homeowner's information. It asks if you know of any lawsuits pending with the property. And also one of the questions, which is always a tricky one, is has there been any death on the property except for those deaths caused by natural causes, suicide, or accidents unrelated to the property condition? So in other words, if there was an accident that happened on the property due to something being wrong with the property, the staircase is a little uneven and somebody fell down and died, you of course would have to disclose that as being a material defect with the property. On the next page, we have inspection reports. So if your seller purchased the property within the last 4 years and they had an inspection done on the property, then they're asked to provide that inspection report if they have it, and of course disclose who did the inspection report. Sometimes they just can't find them and they just disclose that they had it done, but they don't actually have the report to attach to it. But if we have the report, then we put it with it. That doesn't mean that you as a buyer are not going to get the property re-inspected. It just lets you know what was found on the previous property inspection. Additional things that ask about the smoke detectors, and on the very last page at the top, which I feel is very important for families moving and relocating to the area, families that have small children, it gives you the information for the Texas Department of Public Safety, where you can put in your zip code of the property you're trying to purchase and see if there are any registered sex offenders in the area. So that's one of the disclosures that the Real Estate Commission now has sellers disclose. And also on the back page, it has the seller fill out who their providers are as far as electric, sewer, water, cable, trash. These are things that are very helpful for the buyer moving in because they're going to have to transfer those utilities or acquire new services, and so that's very helpful for the buyer coming in. So all 5 of these pages are going to have to be signed by the seller, and then of course signed by the buyers as well. And what I like to do when I list the property in the MLS is go ahead and upload these to the MLS for other realtors to see. So if another realtor is showing one of my properties and they have a buyer interested, they can go ahead and print these off and show them to the buyer and discuss them with the buyer before they even make the property on the house. Now you can make an offer on a property without having these disclosures, but you want to get them as soon as possible after you write the contract. Normally we give them out within 3 days. That's usually what I put on contracts, is within 3 days, because you want to have time to go over that as well. This is Whiteboard Monday. Thanks for checking in with us, and we'll see you next Monday.